Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie called Pitch Black. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. The Starship Hunter Gratzner transports passengers in cryostasis in the far future. Imam, a Muslim preacher leading three young acolytes on a Hajj pilgrimage to New Mecca. Jack, an adolescent kid, Shaz and Zeke, a pair of prospectors, Paris, a wealthy merchant, and William J. Johns, a law enforcement officer accompanying the legendary criminal Richard B. Riddick. Riddick's eyes have been surgically altered to allow him to see in the dark but are extremely sensitive to light. Ship's hull was ruptured by micrometeoroids from a comet, killing the captain and driving the ship off course. Owens, the ship's first officer, and Carolyn Fry, the docking pilot, attempt to land the ship on a nearby planet. As the ship breaks apart, Fry considers dumping the passenger section to lighten the load, but Owens intervenes. The ship smashes into the planet's surface, killing the majority of the passengers and killing Owens. Despite John's efforts to keep him restrained, Riddick manages to flee into the desert. Survivors investigate their surroundings, noting that the planet is perpetually lit thanks to the three suns that orbit it. They discover an abandoned geological research station with a water well and a dropship with insufficient power to fly. Riddick is immediately accused after Zeke is killed while exploring a hole under the ground. Fry just avoids photosensitive underground animals while seeking for Zeke's body after discovering his remains in their cave. Riddick is apprehended by Johns, who offers him a deal. If he assists the survivors in escaping the planet, Johns would let him go free. When one of the young acolytes is ambushed and eaten while investigating the town, the gang realizes that the creatures have killed all of the geologists. An Ori predicts that the entire globe will be eclipsed soon, allowing the creatures to hunt above ground. Riddick explains to Fry that Johns is a morphine-addicted bounty hunter imitating a lawman who opted not to help Owens in his final hers. For the eclipse, the party rides a solar-powered sand truck back to the crash site to rescue power cells for the dropship, but the eclipse begins just as they arrive. Shaz and another acolyte are killed when creatures emerge from the ground. Riddick decides to escort Fry and the others back to the dropship on foot through the darkness, using his unique sight, and the party constructs a rig out of the ship's lighting rods to defend themselves. Paris kills himself when he mistakenly ruins the rig. After Riddick discloses to the party that Jack is actually a female and that the scent of her menstrual blood is attracting the animal's attention, Johns advises Riddick to murder Jack and use her as bait to distract them. Riddick, on the other hand, fights Johns in a hand-to-hand combat, wounds him, and then abandons him to be devoured. Riddick drags the power cells behind him as the rest of the crew pushes on. Riddick hides the others in a cave and goes to power up the ship himself after Iman's last acolyte is slain and Rain starts putting out their homemade torches. The party discovers bioluminescent worms inside the cave, which they place into empty bottles to use as light. Fry exits the cave and discovers Riddick preparing to depart. She begs him to assist her in rescuing the others, but he refuses and insists on accompanying her. Fry refuses, insisting that Riddick accompany her back to save Imam and Jack. Riddick agrees because he is enthralled by the decision. They recover Imam and Jack, and on their way back to the ship, Riddick is separated from the group and wounded by the creatures. Fry returns to save him, but is stabbed and carried away by a thing. Riddick arrives at the ship and waits until the very last moment to start the engines, in order to kill as many creatures as possible. While leaving the planet, Jack inquires of Riddick about what they should tell the authorities about him. He informs her that Riddick died on the planet.